yourself? I used to do a great job of speaking up for myself. I would speak up about my feelings, about what I wanted, what I thought was right or wrong. I would speak up about just about everything. I would drive my kids crazy because if we went to, a restaurant or something and something wasn't quite right, I would speak up and it would embarrass them. I would speak up with my husband. I would speak up with just about everyone. And I guess somewhere along the line, I felt like it got me in trouble. It harmed some relationships. It wasn't well accepted, made me feel uncomfortable, any number of things. And so I started keeping all my thoughts and feelings and opinions and what I wanted and all of that to myself, which was not good because it's hard on your body when you keep everything inside and you don't allow yourself to express authentically. And so I realized I really needed to do that. And I was in a program that where the coach said that the thing I needed to focus on was speaking up. We were supposed to actually be working on receiving, and I was wanting to work on receiving more money or something. She said, no. What you need to do is work on speaking up. And I went out and I bought a couple different crystals like this one, things that were good for speaking up, just to give me a little boost. And little by little, I started speaking up, first about small things, then about bigger things. And now I'm kind of back where I was, maybe with a little more discernment. But now I speak up. And I feel so much better. I feel like me. I feel like I can express myself, because I am. And I feel as if I'm doing my body a better service, because it's really very stressful on your body when you're not showing up authentically and you're holding thoughts and feelings in all the time. So I wanted to come to you today in this video and talk about 5 things you need to stop doing if you want to speak up more. And one thing you need to start doing along with speaking up. So if you would like to speak up more, number 1 is to stop the habit of remaining quiet, period. That's the speaking up part, right? But you can't speak up if you're in the habit of remaining quiet, and it is a habit. So you have to break the habit. You have to decide who you want to be, which is someone who speaks up, someone who communicates, right? And if that's your identity, if you're being a person who speaks up and who communicates courageously, you will do that. You will do the things that person with that identity would do, which is to speak up and communicate courageously and honestly. And that's the first step. So stop the habit of remaining quiet, develop the habit of speaking up for yourself, of communicating courageously and honestly. Do that by being that type of person. That's how you develop the habit of speaking up. Number 2 is to stop overthinking, because the problem is that we want to speak up and instead we're thinking it over. How can I say it best? How can I say it without upsetting anyone? Or what will, you're thinking about all the future potential results of speaking up rather than just speaking up. So stop overthinking. Stop overthinking and take some action, okay? Number 3 is to stop putting other people's emotions first. When you do that, you're making them more important than you. I realized this very recently, that there was a person who I always could tell that they were struggling with their own emotional stuff, and that if I said something, I would just add to it. Or that if I said something, they would feel bad. I kind of knew where they were going to go, which is, again, overthinking, right? And stories we're telling ourselves, so don't do that either. Don't tell yourself lots of stories. But basically, I wouldn't speak up because I didn't want to cause them more pain or more stress or more overwhelm or whatever. In doing that, I made them way more important than me, and their emotions and their thoughts and their feelings, all of that more important than my own. Don't do that. You are important too. And how they respond or react to what you say is none of your business, really. It's their business, and it's their choice. You're not making them feel a certain way or react a certain way. You are just sharing something from your heart. You're speaking your mind, and they choose how to feel and how to respond or react, okay? Number 4 is to stop being worried about what other people think of you. So number 3 was worrying about their emotions, right? How they're going to feel. But also what happens is we don't speak up because we think people won't like us, or they will think we don't know something, or I don't know, in some way they're going to criticize or judge us. And you need to stop being worried about that. What they think of you is none of your business. And you need to stand in your power and be the person that you want to be, who is someone who speaks up, who communicates with courage. What they think about that doesn't matter. Okay? It doesn't. I know you think it matters, but it doesn't matter. I get it. I really do. This is a hard one because we all want to be liked. But if those people can't deal with you being honest and authentic, maybe they shouldn't be in your life. I had to look at that too and say, I just need to speak up, and if these people don't like it, then they will move away from me, right? Then maybe I don't want them in my life. All right, number 5 is to stop focusing on the negative outcomes that you don't want, because you're going to create them if you do. I already mentioned this. You don't want to be thinking about how somebody won't like you if you speak up. You don't want to be thinking about how they're going to judge you. You don't want to be thinking about the fact that they're going to be upset with you. All you do is then create that, because your thoughts are creative. So you're just going to create that happening. Now, has that person responded that way before? Maybe. Maybe they've responded that way hundreds of times before. But you don't have to assume that. You don't have to assume that they will react that way again. Assume something different. Expect something different. And maybe something different will be created. Maybe they will surprise you. If they don't, you get to choose how to respond to that, not react, which is from an emotional, kind of instinctual place. You can choose how you want to respond to that, okay? But do not go in with negative outcomes on your mind, okay? You have to stop focusing on the negative outcomes. Okay, so then the number one thing you need to start doing beyond developing the habit of speaking up rather than the habit of remaining quiet, which you're going to stop, is you need to start loving yourself enough to speak up for yourself and what you want and what you deserve. I had to look at this. I really did, because here's the thing. If you really loved yourself, you would speak up for yourself. You would be honest, you would be authentic, you would show up as you wouldn't be worried about expressing your feelings and your thoughts. You would do that because you love yourself enough to do it. And when you don't love yourself enough to do it, you are causing yourself to shut down and play small, and you're keeping everything inside, and that is harmful to you. It's harmful to your body, it's harmful to your happiness, to your health, your happiness, everything. You can't live fully when you're shut down. So love yourself enough to show up fully, and to express yourself. To communicate with courage, to speak up, okay? That is the number one thing. Ask yourself, if I really loved myself, would I remain quiet? Some cases you might find that there are some situations where you really think being quiet is the loving thing to do. Okay, but don't do that every day. Not every day. And that question comes from Kamal Ravikant's book, Love Yourself Like Your Life Depends on It. I don't know if I pronounced his name right, but that is the most important question to ask yourself. If I really and truly loved myself, would I speak up or would I stay quiet? Okay? I'm Nina Amir, the Inspiration to Creation Coach. I am an intuitive, transformational catalyst. I offer certified high-performance coaching, my own brand of personal and spiritual growth coaching, which is called Inspired Results Coaching, And I do all of this in the Inspired Creator community. You can work with me one-on-one, but I really suggest you check out the Inspired Creator community. The link is up above, because it's a wonderful community of people all interested in working on their personal and spiritual growth. And that's what we do. That's how I help them. So if you would like to transform in some way, if there are changes you'd like to make, if you'd like to get from where you are to where you want to go, check out the Inspired Creator community. Till I talk to you next time, go out there and achieve more inspired results.